Welcome to the SFL. I'm Cameron Irvine, lead play-by-play man and commissioner of the First Football eSport League, and this extensive guide will help you find everything you need to get the full SFL experience, or the experience you want. The first step to learning more about the league is on SFL Interactive, the multimedia hub of our website. Head to simulationfl.net and click on the Interactive tab in the menu. Once you're there, create your profile and receive your first 10 points. They'll show up in the upper right-hand corner. Points can be used to pay for anything from player progression to photo galleries and so much more coming soon. On SFL Interactive, you can watch exclusive league content like behind-the-scenes footage and videos, amazing plays, and classic games. You can also watch live games every Sunday night and participate in live lotteries, which can net you more free points. Back on Discord, introduce yourself in the Introductions channel to receive permissions. Tell us how you found us, who you are, and what you're interested in. From here, you can message team owners and general managers and inquire about joining the live stats, beat writing, multimedia, or broadcast teams, and hunt for your future home on the field. There are two ways to get on a team, either as an undrafted free agent or through the rookie draft. If you join in the months of April, May, October, or November, you qualify for the rookie draft right away as commissioner of the First Football eSport League, and this extensive guide will help you find everything you need to get the full SFL experience, or the experience you want. The first step to learning more about the league is on SFL Interactive, the multimedia hub of our website. Head to simulationfl.net and click on the Interactive tab in the menu. Once you're there, create your profile and receive your first 10 points. They'll show up in the upper right-hand corner. Points can be used to pay for anything from player progression to photo galleries and so much more coming soon. On SFL Interactive, you can watch exclusive league content like behind-the-scenes footage and videos, amazing plays, and classic games. You can also watch live games every Sunday night and participate in live lotteries, which can net you more free points. Back on Discord, introduce yourself in the Introductions channel to receive permissions. Tell us how you found us, who you are, and what you're interested in. From here, you can message team owners and general managers and inquire about joining the live stats, beat writing, multimedia, or broadcast teams, and hunt for your future home on the field. There are two ways to get on a team, either as an undrafted free agent or through the rookie draft. If you join in the months of April, May, October, or November, you qualify for the rookie draft right away, since rosters are locked during these months while the league wraps up seasonal competition and teams are re-signing or signing veteran players. If you join in any other month, becoming an undrafted free agent is your most likely route. Either option can net you success. If you're going into the rookie draft, a little bit of everything can go a long way in a competitive field. Make an impression by purchasing or gaining your points for player progression in advance. Earn a high chat ranking and show your desire and professionalism in the community chat rooms and in private messages with teams. Join a league staff, team, or contribute to the league's general fund. Drafts are held at the beginning of every June and December. If you're going to get scooped up as an undrafted free agent, your chat ranking determines what type of opportunities you could have. To find out if there are any recent openings on teams, check the player openings section of Discord. If all rosters are full, don't be discouraged. Opportunities come up all the time, and it may just be the perfect fit to start your career. Every offseason, you're able to start completely from scratch if you want, or you can negotiate a new deal with your current team or a different squad. Games are broadcast Sundays through Tuesdays on our SFL networks on Twitch, YouTube, and Fuel. While you're subscribing to those feeds, make sure to like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and give us some love on Instagram. If you need or want to talk to league staff, we're always listed in gold at the top right of the member list in Discord when we're online, and we'll always try to assist you or make time for you as best we can. That's the Simulation Football League, and that's just the start. Thanks for being here to make an impact. I can't wait to call your name.
And return again, back the other way, is Jack Burton, and Carolina has a touchdown on a pick six.
Spins out of a sack, throws it to the back of the end zone, he's got his man! Touchdown!
So they're like, oh, well, we need real players. Like, oh, okay. So, you need a quarterback? Sure.
He's up to the 30, he's gone, baby! My goodness. Somebody cool off that man's feet because they're on fire.
They will throw. King wants it all now, and it's caught! Oh! Touchdown, Chicago!
Unbelievable play! That's got to be number one this week, and we just got started.
People like immersing themselves in all the buildup that goes in with that.
This is going to explode big time.
The SFL Network on YouTube welcomes you to the following presentation of the Simulation Football League.
Hello and a very warm welcome to the great city of Las Vegas. Today, all the waiting comes to an end as the SFL's 13th season kicks off live from Silver State Stadium in Nevada. Two teams that finished with identical records last season, but on opposite sides of the playoff barrier, clashed this afternoon under the summer sun as the Chicago Wildcats have traveled west to face the Las Vegas Fury. Good afternoon, everyone. Happy to have your company. I am your play-by-play commentator, Michael Cirillo, and I'm also happy to have the company of analyst Lamont Mercer. Welcome back, my friend.
Welcome back indeed. I'm looking forward to this season. This is my third season with you here in the booth, and this is going to be a wild one today.
Two teams whose primary color is orange clash today in the opening night of the season. Chicago in all white with black and orange highlights as they're wont to do on the road side. It's going to be a black base with orange, yellow, and red highlights for Las Vegas as we go down the field for the coin toss. And let's pause a moment for station identification. This is the SFL on YouTube. And now we are just about ready to go. Las Vegas will kick off first. Dustin McGrack has the ball on the tee. He has his hand in the air. The whistle goes, and it's game on for season 13 from Las Vegas. It's a low opening kickoff, but it works well to Las Vegas's advantage as they pin Chicago inside their own 25-yard line. And let's take a look at the starting lineup for Chicago as we have a little bit of a broadcasting hiccup. There we go. I'll get to the Chicago lineup right after the first play as they come out in an I formation. Hand off to the new running back, Ash Odom, and he'll pick up 3 yards on first down. Here's the rest of the lineup for the Chicago offense. Quarterback, E.T. King. Running back, Ash Odom. Wide receivers, Corey Carter, Buchanan Simons, and J.C. Torres. And the tight end is Shan Varner. Now 2nd down and 7. As Chicago continues with the heavy backfield, this time 3 behind King, who's under center. Another give to Odom, try to find a way through, and there is no way through. Wrapped up and dropped for a loss of 2. And number 92, Byron Lewis, made the stop for Las Vegas. Here's the star players on the Las Vegas defense. The safety lineup is led by the rookie, number 24, Jonathan Taylor Scoutzig. Also back there is Max Jackson. At the quarterback positions, we have Jack Burst, Merrick Ikera, and Thomas Rahman Jr. And on the defensive line, it's Rhett Sawyer. As King goes deep, it's off the hands of the receiver and dropped. Looking for Shan Varner down the middle of the field.
It's interesting that they're wanting to go after Las Vegas there from the beginning. You already listed how many high contracts they have in the secondary, and they tested Jackson early, and he was one of those league leaders in interceptions last season for Las Vegas.
Last season, Max Jackson, 7 interceptions, but the number that I find more interesting, as the punt is away from Malcolm Perrin for the first time, and that's actually Max Jackson returning punts. He'll get up to the Las Vegas 38. Max Jackson had 94 tackles last season. And he's a safety.
He was involved in a lot of hard hits last season, and he's a force to be reckoned with also in the kick return.
Here's the Las Vegas offense, also out of the I formation with 3 receivers. First play from scrimmage on their own 38, going right to left. Here's Redford up the middle, and it's going to be a battle of the running backs today. 2 of the best that we've got in the Simulation Football League. Robert Redford against Ash Odom, and he'll get 5 yards on first down.
Robert Redford had a bit of a down season last year, but he is well poised now in this system that they've employed to really bounce back, and it would be good to see him do well today.
Monkey see, monkey do. This time the 3-back set works to perfection as all the blocks are in place. First down and more across midfield with Chicago 43. Las Vegas moves the chains. Here is the rundown of their offense. Quarterback Thomas Rahman, running back Robert Redford. Wide receivers Brett Funk, John Blades, and Memphis Blue. Offset I, 1st and 10 for the Chicago 43. Throw out to the flat, that pass is caught. And Memphis Blue makes his first catch as a member of the Las Vegas Fury after coming over from Queen City in the offseason. And we were talking before the broadcast, Levant. This Memphis Blue pickup could be sneakily one of the steals of the offseason.
And nobody saw it coming. He hasn't been in the league for about 2-3 seasons now, and they picked him up in a stealthy acquisition, contacted him early in the offseason, and now he's on their team making big plays.
Here is Redford running along the right sideline. He's going to break 1 tackle, get a first down inside the SFL, presented by APM Music Red Zone for the first time today. Down to the 15-yard line, and it's been a brutally efficient first drive for the Fury.
Or just look at that block right there. Just absolutely decimates this man, and that was what was needed to let Redford through there.
As I mentioned off the top, these 2 teams both finished with 6-6 records last season, but because of strength of schedule and a bunch of other factors, Las Vegas got into the playoffs, and the Wildcats were on the outside looking in. Here's a big hole for Redford up the middle, plugged up by the linebackers. And a 3-yard gain on first down, but there is a very real scenario at the back end of last season where it's Chicago making the playoffs and Las Vegas sitting at home. So these 2 teams very close on paper.
I mean, no one ever wants to leave it up to tiebreakers, and, you know, Las Vegas was the beneficiary of it, I'm sure.
Here's Redford, left side, almost slips and tackled, but dragged down from behind by Maurice Spurgeon, the safety on the blitz.
Chicago is no slouch on the secondary side as well. I mean, 2-time Pro Bowler right there, and Maurice Spurgeon showing off some of his skill and talent, coming right through the middle with a tackle unassisted.
I didn't get to the rundown of the Chicago defense. I will in a moment. Breaks through 1 tackle and then loses a bunch of yards, and it's going to be a drive stalled inside the red zone as the Chicago defense comes up big, and it's another tackle for Maurice Spurgeon, and this is as good a time as any to run down the Chicago defense. Maurice Spurgeon, we mentioned his name a couple of times, is a free safety. A.J. Barnes, a strong safety. Corners, Greg Gaines, gained from OKC this offseason, and Jesse Vick, Clint Hendershot, and Blake Craze, the linebackers. And here's McCrack looking to put the first points on the board for the season for Las Vegas. The field goal is up, and it is right down Main Street, Las Vegas, with the 3-0 lead.
McCrack was a player who moved over from punter to kicker, and last season also sometimes performed both roles. So now he's the full-time kicker for Las Vegas, and he makes one right through the middle, easy as you like.
And so, after a slow start by Chicago, Las Vegas comes down the field, stalls inside the red zone, but puts up 3 points. And now it's time for Chicago to respond as Corey Carter returns out to the 31-yard line. Making a special note of today's coaching staffs. Chicago is coached by Shad Varner, assisted by Ethan King. Las Vegas is owned and coached by Max Jackson, assisted by Merrick Itera. Offset eye on 1st and 10, only a single receiver out wide. And here's Odom again, following his fullback, following multiple blockers and breaking free. 15 yards and a first down off the left side as Ash Odom shows us a bit of what he can do in orange and black.
Let's just take a look at it again right here. You have all the blocks sealing off the edge like that, leaving a dangerous weapon like Ash Odom out in open field. You know what he did in Queen City last season. He put up so many points for them. So as you can see, you really need to get more men on the ball there, or he'll just keep doing that over and over again.
Really, his entire career, he's never had a season with under 1,200 yards. Had 9 touchdowns as well a season ago, and he's going to try and barrel through a tackler, but will only get 1, maybe 2 off the left side. And these offenses have been very similar in the way they've operated in the opening couple of drives here.
Very interesting. They employ multiple wide receivers, but they've been heavily going towards the running game. And
now on 2nd and 8, they will throw. Caught by Carter, and he'll pick up a first down. So just when we said there was not enough passing in the ball game, Corey Carter says, I will fix that, and moves the chains.
I was right there, was just an efficient route ran by him. He's able to cut on the inside and stay ahead of his opponent. He was able to get there for the first down, a couple steps ahead.
2 receivers left, single right. Odom alone in the backfield, 1st and 10. Here's E.T. King, pressured, spins out of a tackle, throws, and it's tipped and incomplete. Jack Burton got the pass deflection.
I was just able to see what happened here. What he was just throwing on his back foot, and that just did not have enough power. And Burton, simply just because of his angle here, let's just look at it again. He was in a bit of an awkward position, so all he could really do was tip the ball away. But still, great play to knock the ball away.
Looking for Shan Varner, so it'll be 2nd down and 10 now. The man with the pressure up the middle was John Spartan, the outside linebacker. Now 2nd and 10 for Chicago, just past midfield at the Las Vegas 43. King back to pass, throws near side, caught by Carter, he turns upfield and moves the chains again. Corey Carter's been the man on this drive. He's up to 25 yards in 4 plays.
What we see right here is that the defense just being a little too aggressive here. You see he tries to go after the ball instead of the man, and he really had no angle at it. And that just let Corey Carter through underneath.
That's Thomas Rahman Jr. in coverage, and Jackson had to fade over and make the tackle. Another first down for Chicago from their own 28. 2 in the backfield, 3 wide receivers. King, 4-step drop, looks, throws over the middle, caught in traffic, down to the 5-yard line. J.C. Torres hadn't had a catch so far today. What a way to make a first impression.
Just look at the speed he had coming off the line. As soon as the ball was thrown, he was already in space. That's one of the key skills that E.T. King has. He knows how to lead his receivers into that open field.
Great throw by King to thread it through right down the middle. And now Chicago has a chance in the red zone at the 5. King gonna throw again. Moves to the pocket. Still moving. Throws, and going the wrong way is the receiver. It's gonna be a loss of 6 yards as J.C. Torres was caught completely unawares. And they go from 1st down and 5 to 2nd and 11.
I mean, he was just led by momentum there, but I don't know what he was doing. As soon as we say something good about someone, I feel like this always happens, you know? They do something right, next play, they just make us all look bad. But
All
anyway,
right, no more positive commentary from us. I kid. Second down and goal from the 11. E.T. King back to pass. This time he throws to the back of the end zone. Tipped it, almost intercepted. Robin Jr. had a shot at it, so did Sconson. And Max Jackson was also lurking in the area. Now it's going to be third down and goal, and we may see 2 red zone stands in a row here from consecutive defenses.
do see that E.T. King is suffering a little bit from happy feet there. There was an open receiver. If he just spent more time looking for him, I don't think he was under that much pressure, but he just threw it into coverage there. I'm not sure what that was about.
5 wide on third and goal. King pressured, chucks it underneath to Torres, and he's not going to get anywhere near the touchdown marker. That's, pardon me, not Torres. That's Tyler Baker. And again, the defensive stand holds in the red zone, and Jesus Garcia is going to attempt a chip shot field goal.
So far, this game has been predicated heavily on the running game and big passing plays. And so far, they just haven't been able to find the end zone.
Up and good from 24 yards. So we are tied again at 3 apiece, 2:33 to go in the first quarter. And I think you're right, Levant, that, you know, getting down into the red zone, it's always harder to score. The field gets smaller. You have less angles to move in. But my question is, on first down and 5, why didn't they keep riding the Ash Odin train?
Sometimes when you're riding a certain train of momentum here, but whoa.
Oh, Max Jackson is dangerous, and he got all the way out to the 32-yard line. We've seen him take many a return all the way back for a touchdown. Sorry, the game kind of cut you off there.
I mean, usually when you see him spin like that, it's been this quintessential motion that leads into a touchdown. I thought it was going to happen again, but it didn't. But we'll get to my former point after this play.
First down and 10 for Las Vegas. Again with 3 in the backfield. Redford wide open up the middle. No white jerseys in sight. Picks up 10 yards and a first down to the 42.
Dude, Redford just finding the holes to run through, but let's just look at it again right here. There's no, look at that hole. You cannot leave. You cannot leave such a dangerous running back like Robert Redford absolutely free to run like that. And that's been the case so far today. That blocking has just been absolutely insane by both teams so far to let their running backs just run however they like. This game may very well be predicated on the running game for sure.
Quick shout out to the fullback, Malcolm Crowe, for Las Vegas on the previous plays. He gets another good block that leads to a 4-yard run for Redford. But on the previous play, he blocked 2 people at once to allow his running back to get down the field. Now on 2nd and 6, we're under 2 minutes to go in the first quarter. It's gone by real fast with all the running plays. I formation, this time gonna throw over the middle, caught down the field into Chicago territory all the way down to the 34-yard line. Memphis Blue makes his second catch of the ball game, and this is a big one.
This is pretty much quintessential what he used to do in Queen City. Get underneath the defense, use his speed to get into, open space, and he just knows where to be. Anywhere, anytime he steps up on the field, he is a danger to be reckoned with because he will find the flaws in your defense to punch through.
Memphis Blue, 389 yards and 5 touchdowns a season ago, looking to improve on those numbers in black and yellow this season. Here's a run up the middle from Redford to get 3 yards, and we have a depth chart injury for Las Vegas as Lincoln Hawk will not be returning to this ball game. Handoff Redford. Nowhere for him to run. He almost found a way to the outside, but Maurice Spurgeon shuts him down for no gain. 3rd and 7 coming up.
That's the 3rd tackle by Spurgeon on a running play today, and he's going to be key for Chicago to try to stop Redford because he's been the only one who can so far.
Now at the 30, 3rd down and 7. We're going to see a running formation with 3 in the backfield. They're going to trust Redford, and Redford loses a yard. And that'll be the end of this afternoon's first quarter. The score, Chicago 3, Las Vegas 3. This is the Simulation Football League on YouTube. Stay with us. The tonight's Simulation Football League broadcast on YouTube is presented by APM Music, Production Music Library, and Custom Music House, and brought to you in part by Fuel Beyond Imagination. Visit the all-new interactive SFLinteractive.net today by Matt Doyle Designs, the official branding partner of the SFL, and by MediaTek Institute. Turn your passion into your profession. Aerial shots for today's game brought to you by AirViews, united by drone. Visit airviews.com, that's AIRVUZ.com, to see more drone footage. Now back to the action on the field from Silver State Stadium in Las Vegas, Nevada, as a coffin corner punt down to the 5 inside the 4. That's a beautiful punt by Lonnie Pofo.
Right there,
Chicago will start way back in the shadow of their own end zone.
Las Vegas has been historically known to be a very potent team on special teams. They have had the highest percentage of coffin corner punts like that in the league.
This is where you really need Ash Odom to get you out of a situation. They're going to throw it to him off the right-hand side, and he gets all the way up the 20 to the 21. He seemingly just ran forever and nobody brought him down. And Ash Odom showing off some of his breakaway speed.
This is similar to a play ran by Sioux Falls last season in the playoffs where Las Vegas struggled mightily against a play like this. And once again showing why it worked. They don't cover the flats very well, and they were just not able to contain the man there.
High formation, 3 receivers, 2 left, 1 right. Now at the Chicago 21, King, pressure in his face, throws, and there's nobody covering down the field as Shan Varner, the reliable tight end, picks up a catch, 13 yards and a first down out to the 36.
They went with an all-out blitz there, and with the amount of money they have put into their secondary, they trusted them on that play, but that time just let it down because who could really stop such a, mountain of a man like Shan Varner from getting through there? Very few could.
Shan Varner, 8 seasons in the league, 5 here in Carolina as that one's picked off. Jack Burton got in the way of the pass as it was flying toward the near sideline, and it'll be 2nd down and 10.
I don't know, on that play, I really wanted him to have his hands up to try to grab the ball. It seemed like he was in position to, attempt to take that away, and he just let it watch. He just watched it all the way go to the ground. I don't like the lack of effort on that play, but still good play by Las Vegas nonetheless.
2nd and 10. Heavy formation, and they're going to pitch it to Odom again. He's got space again, and he's going to run past everybody again. Pick up another first down, almost to midfield at the 49. They've now used that play twice on this drive and got about 25 yards out of it.
Well, once again, Las Vegas tries to blitz up through the middle, and that leaves the flat, wide open. When you don't have any presence there on the edge, as you just see here, just yards of space. And Jonathan Taylor-Consing took forever to take him down, and he was the only man who could. If he doesn't tackle him there, I think we could be screaming touchdown instead.
I realized earlier that I didn't finish my point about Shan Varner. I'll get to that after this play. King, another blitz, this time picked up better by the Las Vegas secondary. A 5-yard gain over the middle. I said that Shan Varner been in this league a long time. This is his 8th season. What I didn't say, I mentioned Carolina. Carolina was his previous team, and he's been here in Chicago for 5 seasons, as Odom is going to get the ball again off of a toss, and he's going to pick up another first down on a 6-yard gain.
Like I was alluding to earlier, momentum makes you decide on, well, before I get to that, it looks like Las Vegas wants to challenge this play.
They're challenging that Odom went out of bounds before the first down marker, so let's see.
Let's take a look at it again
1,
right
2,
here.
3. Yeah, he's out. He
Yeah,
is
he's-
definitely out, as Las Vegas is going to win this challenge.
It's definitely out by a whole 3 steps.
After review, the player stepped out of bounds. The Fury will not be charged.
And we see that the home cooking continues for challenges. We saw a couple of 1 challenges by Alaska last night, including some of them of a ridiculous nature. I'm looking at you, 4th quarter interception. But we will get to that later. 3 receivers right, none to the left. On 3rd and 4, they're going to run it up the middle to Odom, and he's not going to get there. Needed 4, got 1. And another cornerback blitz safety blitz rather, sees Max Jackson pick up a tackle and stall the Chicago drive.
I'm not sure why they didn't decide to run out to the outside there. I mean, obviously you've seen on 6 plays so far in this drive that Las Vegas wants to stuff up the middle. I understand you have a lot of faith in the power and the ability of Ash Odom, but you have to play to your strengths. And right now, you know that the outside edge has been working for you. So I don't quite agree with that call there, but okay.
A little bit too much power on the punt by Malcolm Perrin as it rolls into the end zone. Las Vegas will start from their own 20-yard line. For all the excitement that there has been in the opening quarter and 3 minutes, it's still 3-3. No one's found the end zone yet. Both teams, they'll start promising drives and they'll stall either in the red zone or just outside of field goal range. Here is a handoff to Redford. He's going to be run down. The defense was all over that one. Combo tackle from A.J. Barnes and company. Also, Clint Hendershot in on that one.
I think one of the keys of football that this is going to really come down to is just game planning and calling plays here, because as you can see, they're starting to shut down the outside here. Chicago is.
Handoff up the middle. Redford again, nowhere to go. They've stuffed the running game 2 plays in a row. And how many times have we mentioned Maurice Spurgeon so far today? And he's been in the backfield almost to make that tackle.
And that was his first tackle right there and his 3rd for loss. So you know he's on fire right now. They seem to be lining up to probably run it again. That would be strange if they do. I hope not.
Over the middle. Oh, what a catch in traffic! There's nobody there but white shirts, and there was about 8 of them, but still coming down with the catch is Memphis Blue. He's been on fire today.
Let's just look at exactly where he was. The ball was exactly where it needed to be, at the apex of his jump. That was a wonderful play by Thomas Rahman to get that there.
Can I say top 10 plays of the week already, even though we're not even to halftime yet? That may be up there. Memphis Blue bringing it down, extending the drive up to the 45, and third verse, same as the first, unfortunately, as Redford loses 2 yards as Blake Craze this time gets a tackle.
They seem to be shutting down all the edges so far. I don't know if they have a good read on how Las Vegas called the last game they played against Sioux Falls in the playoffs, or they just understand that Redford is a danger that they need to lock down, but he hasn't been able to get anything going so far.
They're going to go back to the air this time and gain 2 of those yards back plus 3. Memphis Blue, as you see his stats on the screen, 63 yards. And we have 5:55 to go in the half. He's well on pace for an 100-yard day.
You know, at this point, 3rd and 7, I would like to see a long bomb to him right here, but this formation does not look favorable to that outcome.
Looks like they're going to run it again on 3rd and 7, and Redford again loses yard. Craze is there. A Hendershot is there. It was Craze actually making the tackle, and Lonnie Pofo comes out again to do the punting.
There's about almost 300 tackles last season on this defense alone, in just between 3 players, Spurgeon and Craze and Hendershot, and I just don't understand why on 3rd and 7 you want to test this defense that has been stuffing you on the running. In a 3rd and medium situation, you understand Memphis Blues just on fire. You know the rest of your receiving core is great, and you know that Rahman just completed a pass with laser precision, and you decide to run it there. That's a questionable decision. I'm sorry.
Questionable decision, and now the ball is back in Chicago's court at their own 23-yard line. King flanked by running backs. He will throw out to the near side and get 4 yards to Torres. Quick chat shout-outs. Cape, Ashley Jackson, Little Known Perfection, Robert Wright, Andy Hamilton, Warhammer 62, Tom Rahman, Avery Allen, Harish Prasad, Rye Smith 84, Tyrone Jones, and everybody else watching us this afternoon. We thank you for spending your Sunday afternoons with us. We thank you for spending your Sunday afternoons with us as you have for the last several years. And up the middle goes Ash Odom, showing a bit of breakaway speed. Gets another first down for Chicago up to the 36-yard line.
That just seems to be a misalignment there on this play. There's like 5 members of the secondary, no one covering Odom in the middle. Now they're the middle with any sort of pressure at all, and Odom was able to run free.
Chicago likes these 2 in the backfield, 3 wideout sets. And why not? They've been working so far. E.T. King, that's the 3rd time in this game. He's almost been picked off. This time it was Wolfgar Reinhardt in the middle. Remember to follow the SFL on Twitter at SimulationFL, Facebook, the Simulation Football League, Instagram, SimulationFL. Always use the hashtag Make an Impact to connect with the league and fellow fans. Now on 2nd and 10, they'll spread it out 4 wide empty backfield for King in the gun. High snap corralled by King. Pressure in his face, dumps it off short. And 4 yards gained by Torres. It'll be 3rd and 6.
I will say one thing about Las Vegas' choices of plays on defense is that when the pressure has got into the quarterback, it has really shifted the decision-making of E.T. King and making errant throws, and he's been throwing, most of his throws have been off his back foot.
Odom running on 3rd and medium, and this time it works out as Chicago barely extends the drive as Odom just got the tip of the football over the line to gain. 1st down and 10 at the Chicago 47. Needed 6, got 6 at about 2 inches.
As you can see, Las Vegas has decided to really focus on the secondary this season. Did not spend so much on the front 7 as they normally do, and as you see right there.
Well, there you go. If you don't have front 7, how about you have your safety in the front 7 as Max Jackson makes a tackle for no gain on the running back?
Well, just sometimes you just got to emulate your opponent here, and he's made his best Maurice Spurgeon impersonation by getting there in the backfield.
2nd and 10, another Odom run, stuffed immediately and dropped for no gain as Reinhardt makes another play on this drive. And man, Ash Odom with a 3.8 average through almost 2 quarters. Not used to seeing that from a running back who has dominated this league for the past 4 seasons.
been several rulings changes, and that has really impacted how teams employ their running backs.
Over the middle, caught in traffic at the 40-yard line. Buchanan Simons, he's been quiet in this first half, picks up a huge catch and another first down for Chicago.
So again, just taking advantage of that blitz. When you leave a wide receiver like that in man-to-man coverage and you see him beat his man by several steps, you just got to throw it. And that's exactly what he did there.
We've come to the 2-minute warning. Simons showing Max Jackson the football and says, "I'll take it from here," as the Wildcats driving to take the lead before halftime. Currently a 3-3 ball game. 2 minutes to go in the first half. E.T. King hands to Ash Odom, who jumps over a blocker up the middle and gets 3.
So get to return to my earlier point. So what I'm noticing about both teams is that they stick to a certain game plan when they get into the red zone. They take the momentum that they have and then somehow continue to go plays when the field gets short, and they just don't work anymore. I would like to see a little more varied, planning in the second half to see how they get into the end zone from there.
Powerful running by Ash Odom as he picks up another first down. And we are going to go to SFL headquarters, and Cameron Irvine has a game break for you. It's going to be putted on the board for Chicago. Corey Carter with the touchdown. It was a fantastic spin move in the middle. E.T. King sidearms it, and Carter high points it and then makes the defender look silly and rolls into the painted turf for the first touchdown of the season for the Wildcats.
I don't know. There was a miscommunication off the line there, and when I saw Corey Carter come off the line there, I just knew it was going to go in the end zone. It was absolutely uncovered. Someone missed their assignment. If King wasn't sacked, it was going in, and that's what happened right there. With his speed, there was no one catching him. And, we went to the break to talk about a touchdown, and, well, you missed this one. But, hey, it's been a good game so far here if you're just tuning in.
Finally, a red zone offensive play goes right for a team as we're going to head back to Cameron Irvine as the game break before was interrupted. Let's see what's going on in the other game going on.
Well, actually, double whammy, Michael, because nobody could hear me out there. So not only did we miss your beautiful touchdown call, but we missed the update on the Atlanta game. Week 1 Blues, but we're having a lot of fun with it. Atlanta's forced 2 turnovers. They're in the red zone. They're up 9-0 in the second quarter. And they may have just scored. They're close. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Cam. Yeah, a lot of new broadcast production going on this season, and I think in the end it's going to make it a lot nicer, but there's always a little bit of rough stuff at the beginning. We'll get it figured out here as we go along. Chicago 10, Las Vegas 3, under a minute to go first half. The Fury trying to answer a Chicago touchdown in the dying moments of the first half here at Silver State Stadium. Robin looks, throws down to Redford, who's got some room on the near side, makes one tackle or miss, and gets 4 yards, but will stay in bounds, forces the clock to run, and Las Vegas will go up tempo. Robin throws underneath, caught first down, and still in bounds, forcing a timeout call by the Fury. John Blades makes a catch. 37 seconds left. They're at their own 47. And Levant, how close do they need to get to be in the Hail Mary range here?
I think they need to get to about the 38 to be in a good range for Rahman's arm. I would feel there's a lot of speed on this offense, but I just don't think his arm's there.
Rahman over the middle. Oh, what a dagger! He heard you, and he says, look at this. Big catch, Memphis Blue, like he's been doing all game. Now they're at the Chicago 37, 24 seconds left. They're not going to take a timeout, and Robin's going down. He ran into his running back, Redford, in the backfield and was stuffed. Still 2 timeouts for Las Vegas to take, but they're not taking them yet. 12 seconds to go as they continue to go up tempo. Robin, plenty of time, throws, caught, and up the field. Got to get out of bounds. The 4 seconds left in Las Vegas calls a timeout. They're going to be at the Chicago 20.
This has been a wild drive. It's been back and forth, and then big play right here. And just look at when you have a wide receiver and you see that he's matched up against a linebacker. That's just easy money for Rahman. He just saw that instantly and threw it where it needed to be.
A little bit of luck for Las Vegas, and they're not even going to go for the end zone as Dustin McGrath is out on the field to attempt a field goal. It's going to be about a 38-yarder, 37-yarder. And this kick is up. And no good, missed it left. So not only do they not take a shot at the end zone, the field goal is missed, and Las Vegas gets nothing off the 2-minute drill going into the half. We head to the halftime interval here from Silver State Stadium in Las Vegas, Nevada. Wildcats 10, Fury nothing. We'll be back after the break. This is the SFL presented by APM Music on YouTube. Welcome back to Silver State Stadium in Las Vegas, Nevada. We're all set for the second half for the Las Vegas Fury and the Chicago Wildcats. The Wildcats currently lead the Fury 10-3 at the start of the second half. Las Vegas gets the ball to begin the half. We're back with you in the booth. Michael Turillo, Levant Mercer. As the ball gets kicked away, and Max Jackson set to return, and he'll get out to the 29-yard line. Levant, a very interesting first half, to say the least.
Yes, both teams seem to have come out thinking that their running game was going to take them where they needed to be, but in the end, as we saw in halftime, the stats say that, the passing game has actually been a lot more effective, 1.5 times more effective for each team. And I feel like we're going to see a lot more of that in the second half.
Doesn't look like we're going to see it on first down here as Redford bottled up again. I think that's 4 straight plays across the half when Robert Redford has lost yards on a running play. Blake Craze with the tackle for loss there.
I say games are won and lost on the trenches, and so far we're seeing that on display today. The scoreboard indicates it just the same. They really need to probably just start going downfield with the passing game. It's been more effective for them. Rahman's been on his game so far, so let's see what he does here.
It's going to be a pass for Rahman after he changed the play at the line down the field, and barely incomplete Memphis Blue was looking to make another outrageous catch, but it was defended by Greg Gaines.
See, he just didn't see the zone. It was just, you see right there, he was screened almost. Look at this one defender right behind, obscuring the vision of the quarterback. He did not see Gaines over the top there. That's probably why he tried to throw it where he did.
Greg Gaines, the offseason pickup from Oklahoma City, coming over to Chicago, making his presence felt in this game. Third and 13. As going deep into coverage, picked off. The first takeaway of the season is Chicago's, and they could take it all the way back to the 5, inside the 5 and out of bounds at the 2-yard line. Greg Gaines.
Well, they tested him again on this play, and you just see right there, he just missed, went outside shoulder when he should have went in, and there he goes, off to the races. They tested him once again, and that was a mistake. He already showed you he was about to take it away on the last play, and this time he just hits him with the punish right there with the big interception.
I could not quite tell who made the last-ditch effort tackle to save a pick six. But now it's first and goal at the 2. Ashoda put it on the board! The first touchdown in a Chicago Wildcats uniform for number 22, as he scores a touchdown for the third team in his SFL career.
Just look as easy as you like, right through the middle. Once again, when there's no one there, it's been the case all day long. There's just been sometimes too much pressure on the wrong plays and not enough pressure on some other plays. And this time, Las Vegas had no one in the vicinity and let him run right through. This has been the third time I've said this, but you really have to. They're just not able to read what the offense is giving.
Now, this is still week 1, as Chicago takes the 17-3 lead off of the Garcia extra point. But Chicago won their preseason game, although the preseason doesn't mean much. Are looking to win here. Got one of the biggest free agent acquisitions in the offseason. This Wildcat team is looking to get all the way back to the heights of Season 9 when they made the championship game.
And they look like they have the same formula as well. They have a very strong running game, as we've seen so far today. And they make big plays. You know, maybe not. They don't really pass here and there. They just go for the long bombs underneath, just come right under when the defense isn't looking for it. They've been mixing it up well so far today. And that's been really the difference here, is execution by both teams has been different, to say the least.
Here's Redford from the 30, and he's going to get nowhere again. And I mentioned it on their last drive, but the running game has been absent, probably between the second half of the second quarter and now the first half of the third quarter for Las Vegas. 2nd down and 10.
You could just look at the stats. It's almost identical, but the outcomes have come in different parts of the field. And like I said, it's been execution. They may have similar stats, but that doesn't tell the whole story. It's how and when Las Vegas lost these yards and in the manner in which they do it.
Here's Redford again. This time he gets one. And it was great play by Clint Hendershot to shed his block, or else there was quite a few yards of green behind him.
When I was going by the how and whens, one of the downs and distances that I haven't liked their play calling, like as we can probably see right here, is 3rd and 9 right here. They're probably going to go for the run again.
They are, and once again, nowhere to go for Redford. Tackled for a gain of 1 by Maurice Spurgeon. It's another 3 and out for Las Vegas.
That's just honestly been the case for them so far today. It's just simply, while the stat line has been identical. It's what they decided to do. It's been the game plan that hasn't been working out for so far for them. When you just have things in different orders, you get what you see here today.
They're almost playing like they have the 17-3 lead, not they're trying to chase down the 17-3 deficit in the way that they're structuring their offense.
It almost feels like they're trying to play not to lose even more instead of trying to play to win. And that, no matter what sport or game, doesn't ever, get you where you need to be.
Chicago back with the football at their own 39-yard line, looking to extend this lead, which currently sits at 17-3. Long bomb! And he could not keep the feet in bounds. And Chicago is going to challenge Shan Varner throwing the flag.
Are challenging whether the pass was caught in bounds.
Just going to take a look at it again right here. Let's see, where exactly does his feet touch out of bounds? It would seem he has 1 foot in bounds. I feel like this is going to be ruled a catch.
After review, the pass has been ruled complete. The catch was made prior to going out of bounds.
And it is a completed catch, so Chicago successfully challenges. Each team's got one. This one feels huge, though, because it was a great play down the field. And that puts them deep into Las Vegas territory at the 37. Great catch by Torres on the previous play. 4 wide plus the tight end. On 1st and 10, King alone in the backfield throws underneath to Varner. And he'll pick up 5.
I really like this change of pace from Chicago. Now that they're starting to pass the ball more, even though that they're in the lead, because they're seeing now that Las Vegas really wants to put pressure on the quarterback. And with plays like that, with a safety valve underneath, it allows E.T. King to just safely go to those passes.
Here is Odom, not going to get past Robin Jr. We'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. 3rd down and 4 next for the Wildcats.
At this down and distance, you have the whole playbook available to you. I say this every season. It's like when you put yourself in these positions, the defense doesn't know what's up. They're just going to have to make their best guess here. So Chicago has everything at their disposal, whether they want to choose to or not.
Down the field from King, tipped by Skansing and incomplete. Jonathan Taylor Skansing, the rookie, picked up in the rookie draft in the offseason, broke that one up, and it's going to be 4th down. And on comes Garcia to try and grab 3 points.
I really like the effort and the hustle there by Las Vegas. At that time, they had hands up on the ball. They made an attempt to pick it off. So I really did like that there. In the first half, it didn't seem like when they batted balls away that they made a second effort.
This is a pretty long one for... Oh, it's good! It barely cleared the upright from 48 yards. Great kick by Jesus Garcia there.
Just look at it again. It's just, he just tapped and cleared the goalpost there. It didn't seem like he got all, he didn't seem like he kicked it with the right part of his foot, but it still got through.
After the successful point, 20-3 Chicago, as we go back to SFL headquarters for a game break.
After 16 points for Atlanta to start the game, Sioux Falls has 2 Colin Hart touchdowns just before the end of the half. Atlanta leads 16-14. And other action on YouTube. Back to Las Vegas, Michael Torillo and Lavont Mercer.
Thank you, Cam, for the updates. Action going on all over the SFL this weekend as regular season play gets underway with urgency. Between today and Tuesday, I'll get to the full breakdown of the Score Stream Out of Town scoreboard in a moment. Has a good pass over the middle on first down by Rahman. Complete to Blue.
I feel like at this point in the game, Las Vegas has gone through their entire script, and now that we have the scenario as it is, I'm going to want to see them attack this Chicago defense a lot more downfield. It's been working when they have passed, so let's see what they do.
Let's see how Las Vegas fares. This is a running situation. They're running formation, and Redford in the backfield again for a loss of one. Hendershot with another tackle for loss.
Even with the extra blockers in the backfield, it just seems like Chicago sends just the right amount and somehow gets through every time. It feels like they just know what gaps to engage. That time he went through the A gap, shot right through, and just put the running back on the turf.
Now 3rd and 2, they're in the same formation. Immediately Chicago's in the backfield, but Redford runs around it and gets up to midfield. This time a running play works out for the Fury. They're first down and 10 for Las Vegas.
Good running back vision that time by Redford. You saw that they broke through the middle again, saw that he could run around the edge there, and because they were all over and committed to the middle there, that's how he was able to get the first down that time.
They're consistently hitting on this 3 in the backfield heavy formation, and more 1-yard runs there from Redford. And maybe Chicago, or Las Vegas rather, can take a play out of Chicago's playbook and maybe a swing pass or a pitch to try and get Redford in some space, because he's got one of the best top speeds in the entire league. But they're going to run it right side, and again, a loss of 2 yards as the entire Wildcats defense collapses on the play. Maurice Spurgeon, another tackle.
That's the 5th tackle for loss for him. On this game, he's been on fire. Anywhere Redford wants to go, he just matches up so well and just gets there every time. It's astounding, honestly.
And 3rd and 10, they're going to run, and it's going to be 4th and 10. And it's deja vu all over again for the Fury, as it's another punting situation for the home team.
I just don't understand when you're down by this much why you continue to go towards something that just hasn't been working. I just don't get it.
And you mentioned that Maurice Spurgeon has 5 tackles for loss in the game. He only had one the entirety of last season, so he has had a monster game. The veteran at the safety spot.
The other thing I've been, paying attention to is that they line up those safeties in that bear formation, which means they line up in the linebacker slot, and they have so many men in the box that you see this, I don't understand how they just don't change the play at the line.
Chicago up by 17, and they want more. 5 wide of the formation, and 18 Kings going down. Coverage sack that time for Las Vegas. Rhett Sawyer has his first sack in a Fury uniform, and it's going to be 2nd and 17 after the loss of 7.
Actually, up there with the league leaders in sacks last season. He was on Tulsa, and, maybe that's why he's been overshadowed, but that's been a key acquisition for this Las Vegas defense. He hasn't done much today, but that's just one display of what he's able to do on defense.
Rhett Sawyer in at defensive tackle, making up for the loss of Mike Fatch Johnson as he left in the offseason. Here's an interception. It's Taylor Sconsing. He's inside the 5. He's down to the 2. Flags all over the place. This is going to be a mess to sort out, but Las Vegas has the ball for now.
Number 34, defense.
Oh, that's a big blow. The whole play comes back because of clipping.
Oh, no. R62, what are you doing to him? Took the first interception out of the young man's career away from Jonathan Taylor Sconsing. It was a good play by him, too. And, oh, that's harsh. That's very harsh. They caught Jack Burton with clipping on E.T. King of all people.
See, that's one of the things that has to do with being a quarterback right there. If it wasn't the quarterback, it could have been anyone else on the field, and that would have been. And wait a second, what?
Well, it looks like the pick is going to stand. Sconsing has his first pick of his career, but it's going to be Las Vegas starting well back beyond the 20, going to the end zone, overthrown is Rahman Jr. looking for Brett Funk. That was a very odd call.
It seems like because it was after the interception that they was like, okay, so it's now off. They're going to just take yards back off the return. If it was beforehand, perhaps then it would have been still Chicago's ball. I do understand why it was ruled the way it was.
Second down and 10 for the Chicago 23, a gift. Here's Redford in space, tries to spin away from a tackle. But a good play in open space by A.J. Barnes means it's going to be 3rd and 3. And as I said right before the play, this is a gift for Las Vegas. Even though they're not down inside the 5 to start the drive, they should be closing out from a drive started at the 23.
You really need 7 off this drive. You can't look a gift horse in the mouth. They really need, if they want to come back in this game.
Rahman to Redford, a lot of work to do. A.J. Barnes says no. Needed 3, got 1. No thank you, and the veteran takes down the other veteran before the line to gain.
Just looks like they were panicking there on that play. So, protection just broke down. Rahman just checked it down, and he probably wasn't ready for the ball there.
Huge play. This could be the game with 2:20 to go in the third. 4th down and 2. Las Vegas cannot afford to get nothing out of this drive that started at the Chicago 23. And it looks like they're just going to try and draw them off sides. Oh, no. What are you doing, Las Vegas?
It's just been the case for them all day. I just feel like I don't like being this way. I just feel like what has been the case for them is just the decisions that they have made. Like, the game has been very similar in terms of stats the whole way through, but it's just what they decide to do on certain situations that has given us where we are right now.
It's going to be another field goal attempt for the Crack, who is 1 for 2. Kick away and good from 31. So it is now Chicago 20 and Las Vegas 3. And I'm going to take this time to give you the SFL Out of Town scoreboard presented by ScoreStream, the official live scoring app of the SFL. Going on right now is Atlanta and Sioux Falls. You can watch that one also on YouTube. Yesterday, it was the Alaska Storm Show as they raised their 3rd consecutive championship banner and also had a 50-7 drubbing of the New Orleans Pharaohs. SFL action continues tonight at 5 p.m. Central with Houston and Oklahoma City and Denver and Vancouver. And also tonight at 7 with the first ever game on SFL Interactive. Go ahead and sign up for that service if you haven't already. It's going to be fantastic, with Charleston hosting their first ever SFL game against San Francisco. 1st and 10 from Chicago. 2 minutes, 2 seconds to go in the third. Chicago at their own 32-yard line. E.T. King in the gun. He'll step back and lob one deep, and it's caught by Shan Varner one-on-one with Jack Burton. Varner climbs the ladder and hauls down a tremendous catch.
And here we just see the size differential on display right here. Just look at how he goes on the apex of his jump right here. Look at Rahman at the apex of his jump, and it still gets mossed.
I think that's just Shan Varner being taller than Thomas Rahman Jr.
I still call it what it was.
Either way, it was a fantastic play. Chicago now into Las Vegas territory. One play all the way into enemy territory. The 44, that ball's tipped up in the air and incomplete, going for J.C. Torres, and Max Jackson knocked that one away. Tomorrow, SFL action continues. We've got 2 games for you. One at 6 Central, which is Queen City at London, and one at 8 Central, which is Tulsa and Seattle. The Fan Night Game of the Week featuring Mike Daggs and Matt Wilson for the first time. And on Tuesday, Mexico City and Baltimore, and I will be in Carolina as they host Tallahassee, as that is at 7 o'clock Central. All games can be viewed across the SFL networks on YouTube, Twitch, and Fuel. Check the Discord to find out where your team will be playing this week. After the 2-yard pickup on second down, it's 3rd and 8.
No, honestly, I wouldn't be in any rush if I was Chicago to get the first down. I mean, they have the advantage. They know Las Vegas is down a timeout. They could run the ball if they wanted to.
E.T. King, nobody open, down he goes. Jack Burton, cornerback blitz, picks up the sack, stops the drive for Chicago. And Las Vegas is going to get another chance to close the gap. Here's the third quarter winds down.
Just seems like they just really weren't paying attention on that play. As you see, they were just looking away from where Jackson was. They didn't. Sometimes I feel like, how do you not feel, the footsteps of someone else coming? But sometimes, in the heat of the moment, you just, you get lost out there, and that's probably what happened. I mean, it's been a long game for them.
And it's a long field for the Fury on this drive, starting at their own 18-yard line after the punt by Perrin. 19 seconds to go, third quarter. Chicago 20, Las Vegas 6. In the opening week of the Simulation Football League's 13th season. Las Vegas trying to mount an almighty comeback, but they have not found the end zone so far today, and they'll need to do that at least a couple of times if they want any chance of coming back and putting a W in front of their home fans on opening night. Rahman across the middle. That's caught by Blades for an 8-yard gain, and that's the kind of play they need to go to more often.
Not only that, but
that's the end of this evening's third quarter. Chicago 20, Las Vegas 6. We'll be back in a moment. This is the SFL, presented by APM Music on YouTube. And today's SFL broadcast on YouTube is brought to you in part by Nation's Best Football, helping NFL, college, high school, and youth players help hashtag secure the bag, by ScoreStream, the official live scoring app of the SFL, by Sector 6, custom esports jerseys and apparel on the exclusive SFL shop provider, and by Spygate, dedicated to the craft of audio. And as always, aerial shots brought to you by AirViews, united by drone. Visit airviews.com to see more drone footage. Second down and 2, and this is the kind of situations that Las Vegas had wished they would have found themselves in more often in this game. Here's Redford, plenty of room to run, a spin move into the open field, a stutter step gets him by another one, and he's down the field, he shakes another tackle, 30, 20, 10, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, put it on the board. Robert Redford breaks out, and the flames have ignited in Las Vegas tonight.
what a play that was! What a play! They've been trying to get him out to the outside the whole game. They kept going to it, They finally get him to do what he does best. Praise Firebird. The Las Vegas Fury have scored a touchdown on just an absolutely dazzling Robert Redford run.
I remember in the last game of the regular season, I was in this very stadium, and I think you were here too, when Redford scored 6 touchdowns in a game to lead Las Vegas to the playoffs, and a couple of them looked just like that.
I mean, that's why they went over and over again to him the whole time this game. It hasn't worked out, but no, they know that he has that potential.
Give him an inch, he takes a mile and more. or in this case, 74 yards, all the way down the sideline for a touchdown. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is anybody's game. After the extra point, it's Chicago 20, Las Vegas 13, with 10:49 to go in the ball game. And I said basically the last play of the third quarter that Las Vegas is going to have to put it in the end zone more than once to come back in this game. First play of the fourth quarter, what happens? There's a Robert Redford miracle run, and now Chicago find the fury breathing down their necks.
Once again, that's why they kept going back to it. We were questioning it up here in the booth quite a bit, but they know that they're just playing the odds. They know that if they kept hitting the body to one time, they're just going to get the knockdown there. I know that's a boxing reference, but that's really what happened there with that touchdown.
Two physical sports, boxing and football. Odom trying to prove that he's not the only running back in this building. He's going to burst off a 20-yard run and get up to the 49, crossing midfield.
But let's not forget that on the other side of the field, Chicago has a weapon, and Ash Odom just the same, and they really had a hard time containing him in the middle right there. You really can't expect a quarter to bring him down there. You had to get 3 people to bring him down.
Odom's been kind of quiet in the second half until now. Chicago's been going with out routes and passes over the middle. But he makes a big carry there, gets it across midfield. Now at the 49-yard line, E.T. King, steps away from a challenge and then goes down at the second time of asking. Rhett Sawyer makes his second sack of the ball game, and it's second down and 10, although they did not lose yards there.
Oh, but just look at the speed and agility, the grace of this man. Just look at this man. He got choked, came back all the way around, stopped on the dime, and took him down. I wish I could have got a replay of it, but I didn't.
E.T. King sidearms it out to the far side. Pass caught by Simons. It's going to be a 5-yard gain, 3rd and 5 coming up for Chicago. And, Rhett Sawyer playing defensive tackle the way it was meant to be played. And really, if you've looked at this game without the nameplates on the back of the jerseys, Las Vegas hasn't really been missing Mike Johnson in this ballgame because Rhett Sawyer has filled that hole so well. E.T. King on 3rd and 5, slings it over the middle, and it's intercepted! The comeback is on, and John Spartan, he has 2 tackles for loss and now an interception.
Just look at it again on this play. Right here, just throws it right at him, but you know why that was the case? Just like we were talking about, Rhett Sawyer was actually busting through the middle. He wasn't seen on that replay, and this whole game, E.T. King has been throwing on his back foot anytime he's been under pressure. Once again, he had felt that pressure come again, and he just threw it wherever he could. And
backside hand off to Redford, and he almost got free again. Maurice Spurgeon, who's had his number all day, brought him down after a gain of 5. But yeah, that play with the interception on it, it looked almost identical to the play that Corey Carter caught for a touchdown earlier, but E.T. King was just forced to get the ball away so early. It was an easy interception for Spartan.
The play didn't have any chance to develop, and he threw that just in a panic. You could just tell with the way he slung it, it was in a panic.
Redford no gain that time, as Blake Craze makes another tackle. And I do want to give a lot of credit to Blake Craze. He's been kind of a journeyman in this league for his 3 seasons. And London, Indianapolis, and now Chicago. But he has stepped up today, and so has Clint Hendershot, both linebackers, down the middle into tight coverage, and it's incomplete. We've seen so many of those be catches today, but Brett Funk couldn't quite haul that in, and Chicago's going to get a chance to burn some more clock after the Las Vegas drive stalls.
In Rahman's defense, it was right at his chest. So, I mean, it wasn't as if he threw it in that multiple coverage, but he threw it exactly where it needed to be. So I'm a little so-so on that pass there. Too many, there's a lot of white jerseys there, but he threw it in the right spot. So it just needed to come down with a grab.
This could be a good punt. It's going to be the Chicago 21 fair caught. And now Chicago has Ash Odom, and maybe they want to start burning some clock here, and they will do that after this game break as we send it back to Kevin Irvine at the studio.
Marcus Dunhill to Jamal Wooding in the back of the end zone. Atlanta ends 14 consecutive points from Sioux Falls. They have a 26-14 lead in the third. Back to Michael and Levant in Vegas.
Handoff, Odom loses 2 yards. And on that game break, Levant, we were talking before the game, not just about this game, but about some of the other games going on in the league. And I didn't believe in Atlanta. I thought that Sioux Falls was going to blow them out of the water because they looked so good at the back end of last season and in the preseason game. But Atlanta's stepping up today.
Another point to make is that last season, the very same thing happened to Sioux Falls, where they started out of the gates very slow, and it seems to be the case again. I'm sure they'll be able to bounce back from what's happening, but you know, if we were to have a pregame show, I would have given the edge to Atlanta, honestly, simply because of how Sioux Falls has trended early in the season to be a little slow out the gates.
Right now, back at Silver State Stadium, it's 3rd and 12. It'll check down. Torres not going anywhere. They get the 2 yards back they lost on the previous play. But it's going to be a 3 and out for Chicago, and that's not what you need to do if you need to burn 7 minutes plus of clock with less than a 7-point lead.
If I'm going to be real honest with you, and some will debate this point whether it's even a factor, but I feel like, honestly, the momentum has shifted just enough in Las Vegas' favor to be starting, you know, you can start to see it. Chicago's starting to punt every so often. You're starting to see Las Vegas get more favorable breaks. You're starting to just see very slowly the pendulum swing in their favor.
Oh, well, or an exact 7-point lead. Math has never been my strong suit, as people that have watched my broadcasts for a while know very well. 1st and 10 for Las Vegas as they try to complete the comeback here. Down by 7, 6:45 to go. Redford trucks a man moving through traffic and gets a first down up to the Chicago 42-yard line across midfield. Robert Redford, it seems like he's been saving it all game and then turning it on the 4th.
You know what? That's honestly the best time to do it. Right here, you know that the defense is tired. They're making arm tackles, not the right type of tackle you need to be making. And you know that when they have a breakdown in form, it's probably because of fatigue. And Redford is a battering ram of a running back. So
I said before, give him an inch, he'll take a mile, and you saw how well he ran through traffic that time to pick up about 15 yards. He's going to get the ball here weak side, picks up a good block, but runs into his own blockers and only gets 4. If he was able to bounce that outside, there's no telling when he would have been stopped. He might have run all the way home.
Well, sometimes in the heat of the moment, you lose track of where you are. He made a decision on the fly to try to, you know, get skinny through the middle. I don't think that was the right thing to do, but, you know, sometimes you just do that as a player.
This time a strong side handoff, and he's got a sealed block. Oh, and he barely didn't pick up the first down. 3rd down and inches coming up for the Chicago 32. And now, with just over 5 minutes to go in the ball game, 5:34 and counting to be exact, this is where you have to show your mettle as a running back. The defense has had your number for most of the day. You've got to get less than a yard here to keep the drive alive.
I feel like this timeout has also come into play. If they had one more, they probably would have challenged.
Oh, Chicago jumps and it doesn't matter. Redford actually does pick up the first down. All credit to him and the offensive line. But Chicago jumps. It's going to be a free first down for Vegas. Now, a first down for Las Vegas. This is getting very interesting, Levant, as we come down to the business end of this ball game.
It's just starting to see more and more of the momentum shift to Las Vegas.
Robin, duck pass, caught inside the 5! Oh, Memphis Blue! He's got Chicago singing the blues, and the Las Vegas Fury have first and goal at the 2.
Just look at this surgical precision. That wasn't necessarily the tightest spiral, sure, but hey, it gets to where it's going, and you know, that's all you need sometimes.
Las Vegas a play away from potentially tying this game. They're in the heavy set as they have been wont to do all game. This is the time and place for it. Redford tried to break through. He got 1 yard. He didn't get both of them.
That may have been the case, but you see all over the field that every other part of that play looked like they were going to get him in the backfield, but somehow, by some lucky break, one block was made to just let him through. These are these micro changes that I'm starting to see that's really breaking open this game.
Redford, fullback there, walks in, put it on the board. Touchdown, Las Vegas. Redford's got them both, and we're an extra point away from a tie game.
Just once again, somehow they went to the same play again, but no one was their fate. We're starting to see all the energy in this stadium and all the momentum just shift to Las Vegas, and now we have a game in our hand.
McCrack on for the extra point, and we have seen extra points blocked before, but this one will go right up and through, and as we get set for the next kickoff, Cameron Irvine's got a game break for us.
Man, we got 2 great games going on down the stretch here in the early afternoon window. Colin Hart gets a touchdown on Atlanta and then does the dirty bird in the end zone against Atlanta. Sioux Falls hanging in at 26-21. Back to Vegas with Levant and Michael.
Thank you, Cam. This is the day where you want to have 2 monitors because 2 bangers of football games going on right now. Chicago 31-yard line. And now, what do you do if you're Chicago? Because the offense has been nowhere in the past quarter and a half.
So this is where, with 3:39 left, and you know that Las Vegas is down a timeout from earlier, you need to really slow this game down. You need, you know, they've been a little hyper of late. They've been making plays that have gone awry simply because they've been rushing it.
King to throw, flares it out to Odom, room to run. He gets close to a first down. He will pick it up. Gain of 10 out to the Chicago 41. And they will push Odom out of bounds, which stops the clock at a perfect 3 minutes and 33 seconds to go in regulation.
And that's one way to do it right there. You know that teams have liked to pass it, throw swing routes like that against this defense. They know they don't cover it very well. And once again, they get a first down out of it. As long as they bring the game pace back down, they have all the time in the world to get down the field. They will only need a field goal to win it. So as long as they control the clock, they can probably control the tempo of this game.
Again, this heavy no tight end set. It's another flare to Odom, but this time there's no blockers in front of him. He's going to lose a yard. Rahman was there to bring him down. Quick chat shout-outs as we get down to the end of this ball game. Robert Wright, Ladarius Wilcox, Fertia Mess, Harish Prasad, Brett Funk, John Bond, and everybody else currently watching us on the SFL Network on YouTube. We thank you for joining us on this fine Sunday afternoon. That's almost picked, but it's into the hands of the receiver down the sideline. 10-5, put it on the board. Chicago's offense answers right back, and it's a touchdown Wildcats. Second touchdown of the game for Corey Carter.
Forget anything I just said about bringing the game pace all the way down. Instead of that, they went full speed ahead right here. Once again, they tried to go and just overcommit to the ball right there, and they let Carter go. And look at the Jets on him. Look at this man's speed. There's just no way they can get him after he got the ball there. And part of that, I feel, was like there was no one else covering him. So in the in the heat of the moment, there was just one decision to make. I can't make a play on the receiver. I can only make a play on the ball, and I feel like he just chose the wrong one. He tried to shift the momentum back on the side of his team, and by going after the ball, he just lost the man there. And instead, Chicago is up again.
It was a heroic effort by Thomas Rahman Jr. He got beat off the line and then tried to make up for it by knocking it away, tried to dive for it, but didn't quite get there. And Corey Carter had all the green grass in front of him he possibly wanted. And Chicago now leads 27-20 as we have a bit of a pause in the action and a bit of a chance to catch our breaths here. And now Las Vegas needs to hit back with 2:59 to go. And when they used that timeout to try and draw Chicago off sides early in the third quarter, Chicago was still up by a fair number, and you could be forgiven in thinking, yeah, this is kind of over. Now that this game is so close, that used timeout is probably going to come back to haunt them here if they can't score quickly.
Not only that, but it's already influenced quite a lot of decisions so far in the game, especially in this quarter. Because they have ran the ball very heavily with Redford, but a couple of their decisions have been predicated on the fact that they simply don't have time.
Here's Redford in the flat, plenty of space to run, fumble the football, and it's dived on by Spurgeon! Chicago recovers, and Maurice Spurgeon, if he's not the MVP of the game, I don't know who is.
Well, just look at it again right here. Just does the spin move I hate so much. The ball's exposed. That's primarily why I do not like that move. Sometimes when you spin, the ball will be exposed for that mere second. And in that moment, right then, the ball was poked loose. And now all Chicago has to do is run this clock out.
Oh my. Fumbling is not something you see Robert Redford do very often. Here's Ash Odom. He'll get no yards on first down, but the clock continues to run down under 3 minutes to go.
Like we were saying earlier, once again, these timeouts are coming into play. Las Vegas has to be very conservative with how they want to use these last two in a moment and in a field position change where they would have probably even used theirs right then. And instead, they simply can't because they only have two left.
This has been a game of huge momentum swings, back and forth like a pendulum. It was all Chicago for the first three quarters. Then Las Vegas came storming back to tie the game, and now a quick touchdown and a turnover, and Chicago's got all the momentum back as we hit the 2-minute warning. Las Vegas has them in a 39 situation. Two minutes to go. Las Vegas needs a huge stand here. And by that I mean they need a missed field goal even if it comes to that. 3rd and 9. Handoff. And I like where Chicago's going with this. You can make it a 2-score game if you just kick the field goal here. Garcia's been on point, hasn't missed anything tonight. And now he is on the field.
That makes this a 2-possession ball game. And this is just absolutely crushing for Vegas if he hits that.
This will be a 46-yard attempt to potentially lock this one down. Garcia, kick on the way. Kick is right down Main Street and good from 46 yards. And it's a 10-point lead for the Wildcats in clutch time. And that also caused Vegas to burn its second timeout.
Interestingly enough, earlier in this game, from nearly the same field, he just dunked the upright and through, but this time he gets good contact on the ball and gets a good kick this time.
Now Las Vegas down 2 scores again, but this time a minute 54 left on the clock. Almost no time at all. Gonna have to get a quick strike touchdown and then an onside kick. And Chicago may just have done enough to get out of Silver State Stadium with a win.
I've seen stranger things happen, but let's not put that on anyone.
Oh, we're not putting this on anyone. This has been a fantastic game of football to watch. Back and forth, up and down, all game long. Handoff Redford as they're trying to get another miracle run out of their miracle man. And now if they go up tempo, they're stuck in this 3-in-the-back formation. Another Redford run up the sideline. Got a first down and more. They can't call it. The only way to stop this formation is by calling a timeout or going out of bounds, and that's not very likely when you're running it strong side over and over again, and the defense is queuing up for it. There's another tackle by Spurgeon.
And you know they only have 1 timeout left, so it's very hard for them to even decide to use it.
Redford, he's gassed. He was so slow off the line, they're going to have to bring their final timeout with 1:08 to go.
Well, now it's do or die time for Las Vegas. They've made questionable decisions at the down and distance. Really like to see pass finally do what they're supposed to.
Oh, nope, here we go. 3rd and 8, they're in the running formation. They're going to give it to Redford, and the block isn't even there. 4th and 9, inbounds, and Chicago starts to celebrate. The Wildcats have just done enough.
Well, who knows? There's still 1 play to go before we get to see Chicago in the victory. So let's see. It's not over yet until the fat lady sings.
Ramen down the field. Caught by Blue, but there's no timeouts. Down at the 24-yard line of Chicago. They've all got to race up to the line to maybe get another playoff. They spike it with 20 seconds to go.
That's why I was just saying, hold your horses. There's still 1 down to go. Really? So at this juncture, they need to just continue trying to go for deep strikes in the end zone. They really can't be in this full house formation trying to run with Redford. I know that's what they've been doing, but they really need to now just get 1 good deep strike into the end zone and get this offside kick going.
2nd and 10. Redford with 18 seconds is going to throw to the sideline. It's incomplete. Well, actually, it is complete. 3rd and 5 as Blue tapped the toes. And even though the Fury aren't really liked what I've seen from Memphis Blue today.
I have, but there is one caveat with that, is that he's been also one of the receivers with the most targets today. Ramen hasn't really spread the ball around, and that has been one of the issues they've been having.
Another short shot. Brett Funk picks up 3 yards, and now it's 4th and 2, and
well, they've done it on 4th down before, and they're going to need to do it again.
I mean, when you're in, oh no, they've given up the ghost. They're going to look and make the score a little bit more respectable with McGrack. With 12 seconds to go. McGrack puts it through from 33. Makes the score Chicago 30, Las Vegas 23. And that'll be your final score. If you're new here and you enjoyed the game today, and face it, how could you not have enjoyed the game today? Go on over to our website. That's Simulation Football. I don't even know the home website. That is simulationfl.com. SFL.net. Join our Discord community as the onside kick is recovered by Chicago. And you can see yourself on the field very shortly. Rosters open up, I believe, next week. So, free agents, teams in this league always looking for new, fresh blood to put on the field. Go follow us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, so you can keep track of all of the SFL updates. Last play of the game, Clinching King downs it. The Chicago Wildcats will start 1-0. Your final score from Silver State Stadium: Wildcats 30, Fury 23. And now, Levant Mercer, your thoughts on a very entertaining Week 1 clash.
I feel like this, like I said earlier in the second, it's gonna how teams execute their game plans, and I feel like the only reasons this is how it was simply because some of the decisions that were made by Las Vegas were very questionable. They kept going with the running game when they were behind. They misused and mismanaged one of their timeouts, and those things were simply the difference in this game. So, and one of the things that I've noticed from Chicago is just simply how well they've executed their. On the flip side of things, everything seemed to be going their way towards the end where they started to break down, but that was just simply, things that just happened over the course of the game. There's an ebb and flow to things, but for the most part, Chicago has done most of what they needed to do right this game. So there were plays like this where sometimes they were just under pressure and generally over the course of this game, Chicago has generated more momentum, and that's what really pushed.
Once again, your final score: Chicago 30, Las Vegas 23. That'll be all from us out at Silver State Stadium in Las Vegas. Remember, more SFL action coming your way at 5 Central. And as we say goodbye here from Las Vegas, we send it back to Kevin Irvine in the studio. We will see you next time.
Thanks, Michael. What a game in Las Vegas, where Chicago gets the 30-23 win despite 4 interceptions from Julian Tyree. Colin Hart has 4 rushing touchdowns. Atlanta leads Sioux Falls 36-28 in the final minutes of that one and is driving again. Head over to our other YouTube channel to check that game out. And a programming note, the next wave of games will start at 5:30 Central. 5:30 Central, 6:30 Eastern on YouTube. We'll see you then, and we'll see you over to check out the end of Atlanta and Sioux Falls. Thanks for being here and supporting the SFL, everybody.